Hey guys, welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. Sorry it's been a while since my last one. I've been mostly focusing on my main channel since I was trying to grind out as many videos as possible, but I do plan to get more videos onto Vars 2, more Genshin content, and I thought it's been a while. I think the last time I made an account update or an account showcase was roughly, I believe, over 5 months ago. I think the last time was in February or March, something around there. So we're gonna do another one. And as you know, patch 2.0 has been out for a while, so we have access to Inazuma, and that means finally we get to explore more than just Mondstadt and Liyue, which is cool. And I guess I still haven't finished a lot of the stuff in terms of the storyline. I've only been about still on this one. I'm kind of taking my time, I don't want to rush through it all that much, and I've been enjoying myself with the scenery and upgrading my characters as much as I could. So we'll go through each one at a time. I've gone through some good upgrades, I would say, on just about all of them. But I think we'll start off with first showing what I have. The only 5 stars I don't have are Albedo and Yoimiya. I didn't get Yoimiya just because I was at a point where I think I spent a little too much on another gacha game and I wanted to kind of budget myself. Plus, I heard Yoimiya is not that great, so maybe if she gets reworked or buffed or some way, we'll have a rerun of her in the future and I'll get her there. I have every other 5-star apart from that, so we'll go through one at a time. Starting with Constellation, Diluc I was able to pull a 3rd one, which is cool because Searing Onslaught is now, I think, level 12. Still don't have enough materials for crowning everybody. I have 3, but I just don't have the books. Venti, even after his rerun, I didn't think it was worth getting either C1 or C2 because C1 is very specific to him, and C2 is also very specific to him. So I was like, I didn't really feel like it all that much. Katsuha has the just the C1 because I wanted to get his E cooldown a little bit shorter. Child, for his rerun I did go and get, I think I already had C1, but I got C2, which is not that much better, but a little bit of energy regeneration is good. So Daddy Chongli, for his rerun I did go for another one. I got his 2nd pillar, which is pretty helpful. Probably could have gotten the 3rd one, or like the 2nd constellation. But I would say, like, for the most part, if it requires more than 2 or 3 constellations before you actually get something good, then you probably don't want to go for it anyway. For Xiao, I got him just C1, but you saw that video on my main channel. I think it's my most viewed Genshin pull video, which is cool. Some people have been asking if I could move all of the Genshin pull videos over to Vars 2. I think that's... oh, it's not bad, but it's just like, I figured might as well just keep the videos where they are and just going forward we'll continue as things are. So Kanye, I think for her rerun I definitely want to get her her C2. So if she comes back, I want to get a C2 just so I can get multiple E's because this is pretty good for energy regeneration and just general control. Kuting is my only C6. But that might change, because I kind of want to get Shogun to C6, mostly because I'm a sucker for electro waifus. Hu Tao is C1. This is a very important one, I think, just because if you're using her charge attack, which is really important for when she uses her Guide to Afterlife, her elemental skill, then you get a lot more burst out of it since you don't need to expend stamina. Chi-Chi, I have none. I know the meme is that everyone rolls Chi-Chi for off-banner, but for some reason I've never actually got one, which is... oh, apart from the original one. For me, my unlucky off-banner is someone down the road. So we just did a pull for Kamisato Ayaka, and I got her 2 of her. So on video, I went for 1, then I pulled a Mona off screen. I pulled a Mona afterwards, but I decided to cave in and get a little bit more because I wanted to get number 2. She's currently not ready yet because I've been working on picking up her the rest of her ascension materials, but it's a work in progress. We got Mona, so we have a C1 Mona. I want to learn how to use her. I know she's not that difficult to use, and I know she's really good, especially if you pair her up with Vaporize, but I just found Xingqiu to be a little easier to use than Mona. Eula is also C1. I don't use her, nor do I think I ever will, so I have no idea why I went for C1. But I thought it would be good just because it's a pretty valuable one, and like in the future if there's a physical damage meta, then I can always go for her. I do have a 2nd Wolf's Gravestone that I gave her, which is nice. Klee. Her rerun I didn't go for. There was a rerun for Klee, but I don't use Catalyst users all that much. Then Jean. So Jean is my unlucky one. I always get Jean off banner, and she's at C4. Sadly, I'm pretty sure she got power crept because we have Xiao and Kazuha now for support and or just regular Animo damage. I do like to run a double Animo comp for the bonus. So I don't really use her all that much, which is why she's stuck at level 1. Every other 4-star is C6 though. There's a lot of them. Of course, the story ones I don't have because they're actually, in my opinion, harder to max out than the C6 5-stars, mostly just because they have no banner rates, or they have no guaranteed. In terms of who my DPS units are, I use Diluc mostly just for standard exploration for expeditions or commissions, just because I think he's the most easy and free to use, and he's a Claymore user, so if I want to farm gems or stones, I can do that. And I pair him up with Venti and Kazuha for mobility, just exploration. And I also bring in Child just for, just for the aqua damage or the hydro damage. For actual boss killing, I prefer to go this party. Bear in mind, I am a whale, but I'm not like a super optimal player, so if any big Genshin YouTubers are watching me for whatever reason, please don't flame. I could take the game a bit more seriously, but I'm mostly just a kind of like a casual on and off player. I do still try my best to optimize wherever I can. So this is my boss. It's named Diluc Quickswap. I never changed the name after, but I use Hu Tao as my main damage dealer for Pyro, and I pair her up with Bennett, Xingqiu, and Zhongli. So, really quickly, I know that no one took this one because this forces every person, or basically every melee weapon user to use fire. I didn't realize that mistake until I did it, which is why I can't use him for any other unit besides basically Diluc or Hu Tao, or if I wanted to pair them up with someone who can override it, because I know Hu Tao's passive, or her E, can't be overridden by other elemental infusions. So if they incorporate that into other characters in the near future, then that would be good for us. I have specifically I don't know, I've been not really experimenting too much with the newer units, so I haven't figured out if there was some way I can maximize the usage out of like Xiao or Ayaka, but Ayaka's only level 70, gotta get her to 90. I heard she's top DPS though, which is why I'm excited to use her. And we're gonna be getting... Is she a support, or is she a... Oops. Where's... No, that's version 2. Where's... Oh, there we go. So really quickly, let me just check. Oh, the website pops up on in the game. That's cool. So yeah. Shogun's coming. She's the best. She beats Kuching in terms of waifu status. So, Kokomi, Sangonomiya Kokomi, is she gonna be a DPS or a support? My guess is just because she's a Catalyst user, she's a support. But then that would be redundant with Mona. So if Kokomi is a main DPS, then we might be able to get more from her. Or I might just pair her up and replace, or I might just replace with Xingqiu. Okay, as for artifacts and weapons, I guess I can flex a couple more things. So these are my weapons right now. I don't really go that far for weapons. I know all the hyper whales to go for Refine 5, but I think that's kind of overkill because you don't really need to. Especially to clear whatever content there is. There's no super endgame content unless you're going for Fast Time and Spiral Abyss. So this works for the time being. My only kind of complaint is that I don't have a Skyward Sword. I have a Pride, or I have 2 Prides, but no sword. The sword would be really nice to give to like Bennett. But I have been working on Aquilia Favonia because the base attack is better than the Black Sword. Apart from that, that's all I have. Looking back, I should have gotten 2 Mist Splitters because I think Mist Splitter is better than Primordial Jade Cutter, at least in terms of attack. It's definitely going to be better. Or Raiden Shogun's weapon might be better too. I don't have the best artifact sets on all of my characters. I think the one that's mostly decked out will be Kutzing's, but I think you already saw her. So she's running a little over 100 attack. She has 81% crit rate, which means she gets the remaining from her passive, and over 220% crit damage, which is nice. Her energy recharge is non-existent, and so is her elemental mastery, but you don't really need those on her anyway, because she regenerates so much. And Hu Tao is my second best character, but I haven't maxed her out. Kuting is crowned. No, she's not crowned. Who is crowned? Hu Tao is. And for her, I have her on 35 grand or 36 grand HP, 72 crit rate, 190 crit damage. Her worst artifact is arguably this one. But we all know Goblet is usually the worst artifact anyway. Another decently equipped one is Kanye. She's only on double Gladi just mostly because I'm not giving her, I don't have the 4-piece, I don't think the 4-piece Strayer is necessary for her most of the time because I pair her up with the double Ice Comp anyway. She's not doing that great in terms of crit rate and crit damage, but she's, she gets the job done. She's still a pretty top tier DPS. Who else is pretty strong on my team? I think that's about it. I have a decent Tartaglia, 80% crit rate, 180 crit damage. D-Luke is 80% crit rate, 150. I try to go for 80% crit rate as like a baseline, since at that point if you use a dish or if you have any party member that grants bonus crit rate, you can do that. But for Kazuha and Venti, I actually gear up my Venti more on the damage side than the support, since he actually does quite significant damage if you gear him up properly. His crit damage is kind of low, crit rate's really good. But Kazuha, you obviously want to have max elemental mastery. I worked on him the least, so he doesn't have the best equipment. Generally, I think I mentioned this before, I like to go for at least 3 out of 4 good stats. But I do prioritize crit damage and crit rate on almost every character that doesn't, or that needs to use it. For Geodaddy, I go more for, I still try to give him a little bit of damage just because his ultimate's really good. But naturally for him, you want to go for like HP, geo damage, wherever you can. I have him as a support, so if I really want to commit to that, then I could just abandon his crit rate circlet and go straight for, HP, but this is a pretty nice circlet, so I wanted to use it. And what else? I think that's about everything I wanted to show you. If I were to cover, no one cares about this stuff. Oh, so many artifacts, so much junk, I gotta go through all of it. By the way, you guys are free to add me if you want, but you have to let me know who you are, so if you want to add me, my user ID is right over here. You can send me a friend request, but then like let me know in my Discord server that that's you, otherwise I'll probably decline it. I think that's about it. I don't want to go through like every character individually, but it's just a couple that I wanted to. Oh, actually, there is another character I don't have. I don't have Sayu because I'm not pulling on Yoimiya's banner, but I imagine Sayu will be back. She'll be back for some other Inazuma banner, I think. So I'll get her there. My plans for what I want to do going forward though is, I think, well, we've already established that we don't need to go for C6 on every character. It's only if you're like a hyper whale then you want to. But I will definitely go for both Kokumi and Shogun because I think I love their design, I think they're adorable. But it's been a while since we had a male character. Because I believe, so we had, no, that's not true, we actually had Kazuha. I'm stupid. We just had Kazuha, but there's definitely a lot more, I think, female characters than there are male here. So if there's gonna be one coming soon, it might be Toma, we don't know. I'm just glad that they're finally sort of steering away from Cryo and Pyro units. We've been getting mostly just that. How can I organize this? I think that's the best way to do it. Yeah. We've been getting mostly just fire and ice units, so the fact that we got a wind, we got Sayu's also wind, then we're going to be getting electro. Yoimiya is also fire. Like, it's always just fire and ice. It's kind of annoying at this point, but we're getting an electro and hydro unit, which is cool. And I think the next time I will do an account showcase will be probably at the end of the year, since by then I'm anticipating we have to go to the first anniversary too, and I want to make a video on discussing how Genshin has been able to sort of mature over the past, or over the first year, so I hope you look forward to that. But apart from that, that's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed, a rating would be much appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe for more Genshin content. I will be posting uploads a bit more frequently on this channel starting September, so I do apologize for the delay. But for now, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for the next one. Take care.